It's Week 14 of the NFL, and we're in for a show from Anthony Richardson. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Ravens and the Browns, and it comes your way next.
Some might say it's cold. Others, like myself and my partner, we say this is football weather as we welcome you to chilly M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of a run.
Indeed it was. What a great job by them putting together a streak. Now let's see how they rebound after a defeat.
3 quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And fighting down inside the 25. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Come on, set.
Throwing first play is Ritter. Slant route, and he's got Addison. 4 yards the result on the first play. Defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Now Ritter. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. And, Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you.
Ritter cannot escape, and they bring him down. Micah Parsons, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on 1st and 2nd down. And then on 3rd down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Quick throw to Olave. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Ritter throwing on 3rd down. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack. Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Returnable here from the 38. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot, but nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs. So a good start, but a long way to go.
And you know, a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right, in preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done. Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside, they can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson: 19 carries, 109 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
On 2nd down, Armstead. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description, because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Robinson will try to pick it up. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
And they'll go to the air now with Richardson. Escaping the pressure right. That's complete to Pierce. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Street. Ready.
Straight ahead, here's Hiromu. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. Here we go now on 1st and goal. They'll run with Robinson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Bijan Robinson with his. And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Browns set to take over. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw, Ritter. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
2nd and 10. A first carry for Rachaad White. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. He couldn't get the edge there. It wasn't sealed, so maybe not all on the guy running the football all the time on those tosses and the pitches that go to the outside.
No, not at all. I would agree with that totally, because sometimes the defensive guys, they win the edge battle. And when they do that, there's no place for the running back to go, especially for offensive linemen trying to get out ahead. With their footwork and speed, it was negligible on that play. No gain at all for the offense.
First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a 1st down.
Check White. Black swap. Check pink.
They will run with White out of the shotgun. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. The numbers a week ago for Everett. 5 catches, 54 yards.
This defense is ranked near the bottom of the league against the pass. You get the sense that he feels like if he gets covered on any call, he's going to be upset. He thinks he should be open on every snap in this game.
Ritter. And a dump off to White. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. You look at this Baltimore defense against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Looking to throw it here, Ritter. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10.
Ready?
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. Just better and not try and do too much. Do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
Tackle made by Devondre Campbell. The Ravens hit 9-3 here on the year. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 47. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Pushes him over. In a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 49 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he gets his down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Richardson off the play fake. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Partner, the Dolphins have a clock running in their head, okay? Because it says something like this. I've got this many seconds to find a target. After that, I have to tuck it and try and get some yardage on this 1st down snap. He doesn't just get some yardage.
They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Anthony Richardson, 22 yards. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So a design run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that coming.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of it? Being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try and take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly didn't work. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Working from the gun, Ritter. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
This league getting soft, man. This league getting soft.
But the roughing the passer call bails them out.
Which means you have to stay on the field on defense longer because you've given the offense free snaps, not to mention the free yardage after that mistake.
They'll go up the middle with White. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Green, check white. Black one, check pink.
Ritter now. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Here's White. They set up the screen. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the 1st down. The screen gets 7, but it's not enough, and it will be 4th down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Bijan Robinson leading the offense out for another drive. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now, these two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the Ravens getting the road victory in that one, so now they'll look to finish off the season sweep here in Baltimore. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
70 Rangers.
On 3rd down, here's Richardson. Working in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On the draw, it's Nwangu. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. Richardson. Flush to his right. And out across midfield down to the 45. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 in the 1st.
No shortage of impressive moments for him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the 1st half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
1st and 10, Richardson looks to throw it. That is caught. Kincaid with it. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there. As that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18.
Holding offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Pierce in motion left.
Rattler, 18. Ready.
Now Richardson. That is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now 21-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was Anthony Richardson who took it into the end zone to finish things off. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. Ritter looking to throw on 1st and 10. This is caught by Addison. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, a 22.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Ritter back to throw. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5. A handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. play action. Now Richardson. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Richardson back to throw it. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Here we go.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mustang 19. Warriors 17. Go.
From the shotgun, Richardson. Here's one deep for Pickens. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Slide for the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And it's the Jets who have the lead with that one getting close to halftime. Paris Campbell, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Allen Robinson, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they trail the visiting Bills in that ball game at halftime. Isaiah Hodgins, a touchdown catch in that first half. We saw a strong first half out of the mobile quarterback, Anthony Richardson. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Richardson shotgun on 3rd down. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And that is exactly what you needed defensively. It's a long road back from here, but that's a good start to the second half as they force a punting situation and a 4th down.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This will be fielded at the 17. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10.
Check white. Black swap. Check pink. Blue check.
They begin the drive on the ground. It's White. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Ritter's got the throw here, caught by Addison. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
They'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Ritter to throw it. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Ritter will set up to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards. Well, still in the 3rd quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, Kevin Stefanski trots out the field goal unit. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. But down this big, we know that they need touchdowns instead of field goals, but now it's add insult to injury because they can't even get the 3, Charles, on an excellent block there by the special teams.
And it certainly felt to me like the special teams consider themselves an extension of the defense, which has played well for them. They have a nice cushion. They didn't want to allow any points, any opportunity to cut into their lead. A big-time play by those guys on that side of the ball.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. 2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Cup 19! Cup 19!
3rd and long for Richardson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On first down, Richardson. Robinson hauling it in outright. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 42-yard line.
Ready, break! Bronco 80. Reload, go!
A give left side to Robinson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down. The partner is still in the 3rd quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the 4th quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Richardson now on 2nd down. And he's got Pierce. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Up the middle, Nwangu. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
Check.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Richardson now on 3rd and goal. Rolling to his right. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Anthony Richardson punching it in from a yard away. And the Ravens take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as to the 25 on the touchback.
Here we go.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They start the drive with White. Now the ball comes loose. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Robinson on a give right side to about the 26 here.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Here we go, here we go.
Tries the left side and finds Olave. Touchdown! Chris Olave is 11th touchdown of the year. And the Ravens add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Now a throw here to his running back. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And the Browns first down.
Ritter. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. He'll look to set up his blockers. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now. When you're throwing it to the fullback, just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
Looking to throw. Sanders. Here's a screen for Robinson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Sanders. That's complete to Pierce. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards, the final tally. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead. Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era. We think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now. The throw over the middle, taken in. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense. Option play. Here's Robinson.
Holding. Offense.
That time, the right guard sending him backwards. And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this one is incomplete. Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been tough to stop. 8 for 10 so far. This is 3rd down and 12. They'll look to throw again. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 25-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And they'll send Pickens in motion right here. Armstead running to the left. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. Off the bootleg. Sanders. He'll buy some time right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. We're up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders. Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently. On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he's stopped in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Here's Sanders on 3rd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Here's 2nd and 10.
Claude Red. Ready?
Here's Ritter. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Ready?
Ritter throwing on 3rd down. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
And some space here. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 73 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And now they're in the hurry-up. That one looks like he'll throw here. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring... in the year, some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach, okay? So he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Hut, hut.
First down, here's Ritter. That throw right side here going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On play action, here's Ritter. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Samuel Jr. and the Ravens are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth. Now, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Ravens, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4-9, and they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.